Dear students of class 12th, I Kazim Ali welcome you once again to this online class. Today we are going to take up the lesson 5th of your Chinar English series. The title of the lesson is Youth and the Tasks Ahead, written by Karan Singh. Before starting the lesson, let's read about who the writer was or is. Yuvraj Karan Singh, who is a scion of the Dogra royal family, the family which used to rule which ruled the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. He is a very respected politician as well as a very good social worker. He has held many important posts like the chancellorship of the erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir University and also the chancellorship of Banaras Hindu University. And he has a long list of writings to his credit or publications to his credit. After knowing these essential details about the author, we can start with the lesson. But at the beginning of the lesson, we are questioned to ponder upon this question, that how can the youth be of service to the nation? India, as we know, is a very youthful country. India is having such a large population of large young population in this country. So how can in a country like India the energy, the resource of this youthfulness can be productively utilized? So after asking this question, the lesson begins and we get to read the prose written by Mr. Karan Singh. He, at the beginning of the lesson, tells us that the hard-earned freedom of independent India cannot be taken for granted. As we all know that through the days of colonialism and the brutal rule and brutal disrespect of Indian citizens by Britishers and the colonial forces, India, after over 200 years of colonialized life, ended up in earning its independence, its freedom. So now the youth living in this country, cannot take this freedom for granted, because it had been earned after such a fierce fight and after so many long hard years of struggle. And second thing is, the maintenance and strengthening of the freedom is more onerous, that is more troublesome, it's more difficult than it was in attaining it. Though our great leaders and great freedom fighters successfully fought with the Britishers and earned us this freedom, but we can't be lazy now, and we should work really hard in maintaining and strengthening this independence, this freedom. And the youth are the vanguards. The youths are, in most aspects of their lives, the youths are the creative minds. The youths usually have this novel thoughts, novel minds, novel ideas in their minds. So their power should be utilized. Power should be utilized to resist any kind of aggression. The youth has all the source of energy, so that should be used in the most productive and most positive way. And a youthful nation, a free nation like India requires immense burst of idealism and energy, and the youth should be committed to the task of safeguarding this great nation, which is founded on two basic ideas of secularism and democracy. Secularism, as we know by its meaning, that secularism is political belief where no religion is held supreme, all religions are equal, and the nation as such has no national religion. And democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So in such a modern nation like India, there can't be any kind of laziness, and the youths have the responsibility to maintain and safeguard this freedom and its pillars. So he addressing the school going students, the college going youths, and the university and the students studying in the university. He addresses them and says that they have a very special responsibility. These youth, they though are no more children, because they are of the adolescence and youth age. They're young, and they again haven't stepped into adulthood, again haven't stepped into domestic household affairs. So they are they are having immense opportunity, immense time and energy to serve the nation. So they have a special responsibility towards the nation, and they have an immense reservoir of strength. And if this is properly canalized, if this is properly used, properly channelized, then that immense reservoir of strength would be a great source of power to this nation. Acha, and these young Indians, these young people should try to provide leadership in all aspects of the life, okay? And they should do it with certain distinction. They shouldn't do it just as a routine task, just as to fulfill a mundane duty, but they have to do it with a complete distinction, with complete speciality, special achievement. And he, Mr. Karan Singh, addresses the young men and women and says a few words. He says that if you, as the young citizens of this powerful, new and free nation India, if you want to be effective in the service of the nation, then you first of all strive to be fit for it. You have to make yourself, you have to prepare yourself for it, because protecting such a huge and protecting such a large nation is not a mean task. It's not a child's play. So you have first of all to prepare for it. And in addition to your preparation, mere desire to be of service is not enough. You are only having desire to do something good for the country is not enough, but at the same time you have to have those abilities, you have to have those capabilities to serve it. So he tells us that there are several avenues, there are several branches, there are several aspects of our personality, of our life, where we can equip ourselves and try to become a sincere citizen, try to become a useful citizen. And in the first point, he tells us, the first point he discusses, the first point or the first advice he gives to the readers, gives to the young readers, is about physical exercise. That the physical strength, the physical agility should be there, because in case of any predatory aggression from neighbors or from any foreign powers, then the physical fitness of the citizens, especially the youth and the armed forces, is very much required. Therefore, the youth should strive to have muscles of iron and nerves of spirit. They should strive for physical training and develop physical fitness, and then they should set it as a lifelong goal and always keep themselves motivated, prepared for such a natural this defense need. Because though we know we are living in an age of advanced technological weaponry, we are living in an age of nuclear weapons and nuclear technology, but still at many instances, at many places, the physical endurance and physical ability and physical agility of the soldiers or of the citizens cannot be questioned. They should be mentally and physically strong, mentally and physically suitable to endure any kind of physical, mental, emotional, or any kind of biological or any kind of welfare or any kind of situation. So in this aspect, he tells us to avail, to take benefit of the facilities, national level flagship programs like National Cadet Corps or physical fitness schemes and other schemes, and always keep ourselves, or always keep aim for physical fitness, and that should be one of the main strength of our youth. That would be the one of the main resources the country can call upon in hours of need. And he tells us that physical fitness, discipline, and teammanship should be the motto, should be the aim of youth of this country, especially those who are aiming for the proud ranks of our defense force, especially those who are aiming for defense posts, who are aiming for serving in the defense field. They should aim for these physical fitness, discipline, and teammanship. But in addition to individual achievement, they should also set goals. They should also strive hard, struggle, and try to attain the quality of corporate program, attain the quality of teamwork, attain the quality of doing something as a group, as a company, as a battalion. And second things he tells us is that of intellectual, that now we are living in the 21st century, which is an age of knowledge, and the one who has knowledge is having the power. So in this cutthroat age of science and technology, we should, especially the youth, should aim for highest academic ability of highest order. They should reject any kind of mediocrity, any kind of mundaneness, any kind of lower quality of academic output or academic achievement as aimless or futile. And he says that those who are lucky enough, those who are fortunate enough to get into the universities and colleges, because in India, which has such a large population, getting into universities and getting higher education is itself a privilege. So these youth who are having higher education, they are the privileged elites of the country. So they should consider, they should think of giving back something to the motherland, giving back something to the nation which has bestowed them with this intellectual and with this knowledge. So they should abstain from any kind of futile and disruptive pursuits. They should always consider their academic achievement and their positive growth as an aim in life, and they should abstain from party politics and other political activities which are these days so much to be seen in the universities. They should go for good and positive kind of politics, good and positive kind of academic achievement, rather than concentrating on futile and disruptive pursuits. Thirdly, the idea of patriotism is discussed in the text, and patriotism, the Karan Singh doesn't discuss the meaning of patriotism, but the deeper sense and feeling of it. How deeper and sincere feeling of patriotism can remove pettiness and exclusivism and help in the and help in deepening the national unity and progress. How can a deeper sense and truer and sincere sense and belief and faith in patriotism can unite the country, can keep the country glued together, because we are an incredible society. We are made of different people, different culture, different languages, different cuisines, and etc. So these kind of deep patriotic feelings can keep the country united. Unity in diversity can be witnessed in such a atmosphere. So he says that only and only such a truer feeling of patriotism can eradicate corruption and nepotism, which is hampering the country in many ways. And also this kind of patriotism can help in the economic development, which is so crucial to the success of our newborn free nation. If you want to be counted among the developed countries in a few years, then we should strive for communal harmony. We should strive for economic development in the fields of science and technology, achievement in military defense technology and other aspects, so that we can be at par with other developing nations, other developed nations of the world. So he says that youth of a nation, they are the fountainhead of idealism. So rejecting immoral standards of the past, they can aim for new moral impetus. And here he says that he can't resist quoting Sir Aurobindo Ghosh, who, while addressing the students of Bengal National College, uttered few words which are so relevant to the times we are living in, so relevant to the present condition we are living in. So he quotes from that speech, speech which he gave to the Bengal National College, and I would quote it from the text. There are times in a nation's history when Providence places before it one work, one aim, to which everything else, however big or noble in itself, has to be sacrificed. Such a time has now arrived for our motherland, when nothing is dearer than her service, when everything else is to be directed to that end. If you will study for her sake. Train yourselves body and mind and soul for her service. You will earn your living that you may do service to her, work that she may prosper, suffer that she may rejoice. So the crux of this quotation is that whatever you do, do it for the betterment, do it for the development of your motherland, of your nation. Whether you study, whether you work, whether you do any other kind of activity, do it with the sole and whole purpose of benefiting the motherland, benefiting your country, because our country had reached such a moment which is only in many years that a nation reached such a point of time. So we have reached that point of time. So unless and until we don't concentrate all our endeavors on this single one purpose, single one idea of benefiting the nation, unless and until we don't do so, we will not progress. We will not progress in leap and bounds. We will not get in line with the other developing countries who are almost going to be developed within few years. So this was the first part of the lesson titled Youth in the Task Ahead, written by Karan Singh. In the second part, we will discuss the remaining portion of the essay and a brief discussion about the lesson. Thank you so much for watching.